right. Hello and welcome to another live paint and chat with me. It's October 28th, so we're only 3 days out from Halloween, and even though it will be the saddest, worst Halloween in ages, and I don't have a costume, I did manage to find a hat. So this was kind of the first thing I saw when I got home. So, ta-da! Anywho, I hope you guys are having a good midweek. Yeah, Wednesday, right? So I have a goal tonight. I have got my King of Nothing here. I feel like it sort of sums up the year pretty well. And I'd worked on him before and made some slow progress, and then he made me really sad in a game, and I haven't gotten back to him. But we're gonna try again. We're gonna do this again. So there he is. Sort of to start, I kind of got some base coats on there. I'm going to show you a little bit of the difference in browns since I started working with that. But first, I should say hi to everybody in the chat. How are you all doing? There's already been so much talking already. Alurian, welcome. Why was this chat not dubbed the Halloween Spooktacular? Because I don't have anything spooky to show you. Just me fostering food babies with all of this Halloween candy I've managed to keep around the house because I've somehow convinced myself there's going to be trick-or-treaters. And although there are some really fun things I'm working on, and a lot of those projects were supposed to be done yesterday and they got moved to today, so basically the moment I finish this chat, I'm going to go carve my pumpkin, so I will post that. Anywho, yes, hi Lurian, hi Samuel, hi Adeptus Ridiculous, and Bill's Fish, welcome to the chat. Paul, thank you for being here, my one and only and best moderator ever. War Budgies. Hey, how you doing? So, War Budgies put out a video yesterday. For those of you who are interested in the Warcaster Neo Mechanica, he somehow managed to condense, I guess, pretty much all the rules, or most of them anyway, into a 5-minute video, which I don't know how he did it. I suspect there were some dark deals made to get it done, but he got it done. So it's a pretty cool video. You should check it out. I did post a link to it on my Twitter, so definitely check it out. Let's see here. Samuel, welcome. And I think we can get started. Jan, Scott, and Grimskull, hi. Hope you guys all have a wonderful Halloween this weekend. Let's see. Can't stay long tonight. Need my sleeps. I understand, man. I'll definitely get some rest. My potato gun candy launcher says otherwise for this year. Social distance with rat 4? Oh dear. Got some assist there. King of Nothing. Were you displeased with the overall performance? Yeah, that one. Thought about working on something else, but I really want to finish this guy up because then it can go in my Grimkin bag, and all of my just about all of my Grimkin models are fully painted, so it's pretty exciting. Going without a mask for Halloween this year, I feel it's scarier than wearing one. Fair enough. You need a Metallica theme song, right? Siobhan, but in that 5-minute video, did he mention that in 1998? The Undertaker threw Mankind off Hell in a Cell into the Spanish announcer table. I don't think that's officially in the Warcaster Neo Mechanica rules, so you might write to them first. Jean. Hello, welcome. Putting together baggies for the kids, we know. Not gonna hand out candy. Fair enough. Hello, hello. He did gotta watch until the end. So, previously, when I was working on my King of Nothing, before he utterly disappointed me on the table, mostly probably due to my own performance, I was using my craft paint Nutmeg Brown. Unfortunately, the coverage on that particular color, while it's a great color, is awful. So, as you can see on this part of the branch here, I left it where you can see all of its gray. It'll focus. It really will, I promise. There we go. Ta-da! So you can see all this gray through it. What are you even looking at, camera? My goodness, this thing is stubborn. All right. So you can see all this gray here. Whereas when I take the Privateer Press color over the Blood Tracker Brown, the coverage is actually way, way better. So before we started, I actually repainted with that because it is a vastly superior color. In fact, if you're using craft paints like some of us who don't run around buying a bunch of Vallejo, having your brown as a higher quality paint, it makes an enormous difference because it's an undercoat as well for so many things. I'm going to show you the coverage here. Grimkin bag of holding. Ooh, that's a nice idea. Hey Alfonso, welcome to the chat, man. Good to see ya. True facts about nutmeg brown. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Pete's Fried Chicken Gaming. Why? Hello. Is Malifaux still a thing? No one talks about it much anymore. It is. It even had a new edition, so I'm going to paint over all of this horrible, horrible looking gray that never got fixed. Let's see. The camera is the worst. Anyway, it is still a thing. I don't know how much of a thing it is right now, obviously, with people not really playing any games in person, but I believe it's still a thing. Just like that. It's pretty and covered, although I'm going to use my smaller brush to get into some of these other areas. We have twins who go to bed at 7 or 8, up to them, so bowl out front it is. Fair enough. Yes. The ones who want to take the risk will do so, right? Alright, so I'm just going to get into these little points, and then the base coat on him should be nice and done. And then we can actually start on all the fun, colorful parts, so you don't have to watch me base coat for an hour. Plus, I'm trying to get finished up a little bit early so that I can get to work on my pumpkin and get that ready for Halloweeny. Let's see, this is a terrible brush for this. Privateer press paint seems superior to craft paints. Shocking. Okay, you know what? Yes. I assume it's of no surprise, but I feel like it's worth pointing out. So the King of Nothing model obviously has a bajillion little crevices and tiny little areas to get into because he's sitting on a gnarled tree. So, I suppose that should make sense. Alright. Huzzah. Oh, that brown is really bothering me too. I didn't know how many times I was going to have to coat it. But now, it's just the one. Superior, yay. Okay. So obviously he's mostly brown. I'm going to have to repaint his face. And I might go over his little crown again too. We're just going to play with stuff. But the goal is for him to be done. Oh, it's actually nice being warm in my office today too because it was freezing earlier this week. Love the top hat, Miranda. Is that from your Circus Master outfit you did? This one's not. This was a gift from one of my adopted moms. And it was kind of a rando gift too. Just arrived one day because why not? But I haven't had a way of applying it. My ringmaster costume just had a normal top hat. I was contemplating wearing horns, and given the fact that hats do tend to give me a headache over the long term, we'll see if I don't regret the decision. Oh my goodness, just noticed it as I was painting and listening, kind of frowned a bit. Bleach will clean that out. Yeah. Oh no. Miranda, will you be pulling a rabbit out of your hat or not? I need to know if I'm going to miss something big if I have to duck out early. You'll be stuck waiting till the end to know that, I'm afraid. Whew. Okay. So, yes, on that note. Oh, And I haven't seen Kahneman Studios in here yet, but I guess I'm just going to get out ahead of him and tell everybody that if you're enjoying hanging out, maybe you can go ahead and hit the like button so that YouTube knows that I still do stuff. I would appreciate it. Okay, so I mixed this color up for his little weird mushrooms, and I'm unlikely to mix like another color up. So let's see, War Machine, King of Nothing. Suppose we all feel that way sometimes. Image. So his mushrooms are a little purpley. I don't really have a purpley color. I'm gonna see how far I can get with just the stuff Privateer sent me, so this should be exciting. I love that song. Wow. Lead guitar, yes, I'm obviously the lead guitarist of Guns N' Roses tonight. Although Tom Petty is definitely a better choice. King of Nothing is grumpy about his crevices. Ay, ay, ay. He is just purple. Yeah, that's true. Purple will make him happy. Do I have a purple? I have a maroon sanguine base. Maybe I'll mix a color for you, Paul. Maybe. So it's a yellow. So is it blue and red that make purple? I don't know if I have enough stuff to do it. It's a light blue. That's a Signar blue. We can try it. There's your ASMR weird mixing paint. Never seen anyone ever paint surreal Salvador Dali type miniatures, you know, with running horses and melting walls across their back. Well, if you leave your models in the car long enough on a summer day, you'll get some Salvador Dali looking models. So, you know, it just depends on what your goals are. Okay. So he's got that. We are going to, I'll put the sanguine on his little patches here. And then I guess I can try and get his face painted up. They did send me this Midland flesh tone. Give that a go. Equal red and blue for purple, depending on the shade. What a maroon! Cute. Maroon is just unmotivated purple. Wow. And now for the fun part where I sit around mixing these paints a lot. Shake, 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 shake. I've had so much candy this month that I've resorted to completely black tea because I just can't stand any sweetness anymore. It's like a palate cleanser. Just delicious bitter tea. Looked like they were wearing eyeliner to use different colors other than black for the base of the eyes. Quick question for everyone in chat. Did some eyes this week on some elves and used black for the hollow of the eye, and it made the elves look like they were wearing eyeliner. Looked up War Machine. Who are the paladin looking dudes? Well, there are paladins in the Protectorate of Menoth faction, if that's what you're looking at. And they're called Paladin of the Wall. And there's also Anson Durst, who's a warcaster who is a paladin. So if that's your deal, then definitely check it out, because Protectorate is a strong faction. Had a buddy who bought an entire army of Stormcast Eternals because some moron left them in his car on a hot day and they were slightly warped. Bought them for $30. Just go ahead and take a swig of the paint water like the rest of us heathens. Black tea's become quite my favorite thing at the moment. I don't have all the brushes I need. How am I so unprepared for this chat? Anyway, it's not you. It's you for sure. There's my brush. Okay. Well, I wouldn't recommend using black as the base set for the eyes, because you would just, to me, it seems like, the way I do it anyway, is like the skin tone on everything, then just an off-white for the whites of the eyes, and then the black line. And then I'll outline just the top, so that, because generally you'll notice more of like the lid of the eye, whereas if it's all around, then it really, especially on the bottom, then it looks like it has eyeliner. You know what I mean? Nice hat, by the way. Who hasn't drank paint water on accident? To date, I have not done that. I have not drank my paint water yet. This is a very, very pink Midland flesh, by the by. If I can scooch this over here. No, none of this is what I want. Bear with me. Okay, so we are going to take this and just paint his face in. Definitely a much more pink shade than the skin tone I typically use, which has a lot of, I guess it's more yellow. But this will be good because I need to pick out all his warts and all that stuff. He's got a very big face compared to other models. So there's a lot to work with there. See, he's already so pretty. This is unrecognizable blob of a face. Oh my gosh. Always wanting to focus on far. I have a solution for this. Are you stocked up on candy? I have a small war chest of sugary goods. I'm not sure kids are trick-or-treat here. Yeah, I don't know if they will here either. We're gonna stuff candy bags, so like just the bags go out. But who knows? Take that, camera. Wanting to fail at focusing. Just not give it another background. Anyway, that's him so far. Ta-da. Very shiny face. Okay. So now for the continuance of all of this. So we just have to pick out his stitches. He also has sort of these dark brown boots, which I don't think I quite have. Let's see what I do have. Battle dress green, olive green, another Orgoth bronze. It's actually warm now. Use a sour cream container to avoid drinking paint water. I think there's an 11 a.m. curfew where I am. Halloween got canceled. I know Spain's under heavy, heavy lockdown. Sorry, man. He's like a gnome or a tree guy and things. So he is one of the Defiers from, from the Grimkin series. So he's sort of self-enlightened, I guess, is how how you would describe them. They were humans that came, that were born of Menoth, and because Menoth didn't really tend to his people at all, he was too busy chasing the Devour Worm, that a lot of people fell to the predations of the Devour Worm and worshiping them, and some would still worship Menoth, and then the Defiers sort of did a lot of self-worship, essentially, where they studied and gained enlightenment, and apparently in the Iron Kingdoms, if you're smart enough, you just gain magical abilities. So that's what happened. They all sort of became these demigod sort of creatures. Then when Menoth came back and provided the law and the sheath and the wall and fire and all of that, demanding worship, the Defiers refused, and then they were all cast into Urkane by Menoth. So the King of Nothing, his whole deal is wanting to be left alone, but due to the important call of the Grimkin, i.e. to fight the Infernals, which obviously got defeated, he participates in that. Even though, as far as I can tell, he's a jerk, and I don't even think the other Defiers talk to him. And the king has a schnoz. He does. There will probably be trick-or-treating here. I live in Georgia, and we're fully open. There you go. Wasn't that the guy painted at Valhalla, or did my brain just fill it in? No. He, I played him at Valhalla, but I didn't paint him there. Got an Irish ex-pop star living downstairs with her kids, and it'll be awkward if they come around trick-or-treating with their mom. I'm gonna hate painting orange after this set of minis. Oh, Australia doesn't really do Halloween, and it's sad because I love it. I used to get all dressed up as a kid and walk around and got told off for knocking on people's doors. Sorry. That all sounds like heresy. Hail men up. As you have never drank my paint water because it looks nothing like my bourbon. Well, tea, bourbon. Everyone has their drink of choice. That's cool. Dave, she's well known, or one of those pop stars that made no money because she won a show. Oh. Weird that Australia doesn't do Halloween. Thought they took influences from US and Europe. Well, apparently not all the good ones. I think in England it's no trick-or-treating, but hang Halloween buckets of sweets from your gate if you want and trust them to be honest. This episode of Storytime with Miranda, all you need are some rose-tinted John Lennon-style glasses. John Lennon was a jerk, though. In my day, it was trick or a 3-2-1 banger through the letterbox. Oh my gosh. I enjoyed trick-or-treating as a kid. I was one of those kids that liked to have the same costume every year for a really long time, so I always wanted to be a witch. And then I got more elaborate as I got older, and I learned about paper macheing and being able to make really crazy stuff. We do these cool haunted houses on the porch of my mom's house. And by cool, I mean like as teenagers, we're recreating like Silent Hill scenery just to be like totally freaky and disturbing. It was good times. Okay, let's see here. So his face is well painted in. I should outline that brown a little bit more. Blood tracker brown, best one. I'd watch lore videos, just saying. Well, actually, if you mention House of Dice, yeah, they do. He does a couple of lore videos, and they're very thorough. Like, they're very nicely done, so if you are interested in checking out some War Machine lore, I'm happy to, like, ramble on about it, but he organizes it probably a little better, you know, being in a scripted format and all. Problem is, there's still so many War Machine players who don't care about the lore, which is silly, quite frankly. Uh-oh. Oh no! It's one of those problems where you overdo one color. You paint on one color to cover up where you overpainted, and then you overpaint on the other side, i.e. I got it on his face. Maybe he'll just be a little dirty there. I don't know. Maybe I'll just calm down and not have so much caffeine in my tea next time. Look up the recent media gossip. Oh, geez. Speaking about trick-or-treating, we just got through the hurdle of second wave that just hit. So far, less casualties than normal. So we're fully allowed as long as we keep distancing normal. Well, good. The fatality rate, quite frankly, is the most important thing there, and I'm really glad that it's going down. Okay, bloop. Let's get that poked in there a little bit. Clean up his just beautiful face. And then we'll paint other things while his face dries. Okay. So I'm sort of self-limiting. Oh, ignore this. Well, at least it wasn't a wash. Well, that happened. Good job, me. It's okay. That's why we just. That was a lot of paint. My goodness. And ta-da! Everything's fine. Hold that thought. It's fine. There's still plenty left. I've got years worth of paint left in here. That was just super gracious, wasn't it? Graceful. Middle of a league game. All here's Bud. I know. It's okay. It's been months since I've done that. I feel pretty proud of myself, all things considered. Anyway, I think I'm done painting his face. Emergency's over. Thanks, Jeremy. Anywho, let's try a new color and see if I don't spill this one. Quick, use sponge and stipple. Stipple what? What am I gonna stipple? Wow. Scrape it back into the pot. With what? I don't have a scraper. It would just be my fingers. Yeah. It's actually a decent skin tone. Kind of pretty closely matches at least my super pale hands. It's fine. Bring out your inner Bob Ross. Happy little accidents. And just start dabbing him in it. Like, well, maybe the mushrooms, maybe everything will be painted in this color today. Until the paint dries. Anyway, in that amazing, graceful moment of mine, let's look at this sanguine base. Now that is a very dark color. Let's see how dark it is. Very, very close to purple. What did you call it, more budgies? A unmotivated purple. So we are going to poke that on his little patches of leathery stuff right here. I'm not going to give you a choice but to focus, camera. Ha! Alright, so there you go. And I might poke it on his helmet as well. So let's start. Give you nice things and spill them. I believe it's the spirits of craft paints telling you to use this again. No, I've spilled plenty of craft. Well, no, craft paint doesn't really spill out very much. And I paint so much out of the lid, I think it has a built-in protection from that. So, anyway, I'm doing great. Here I am thinking I'm gonna have this model painted in the next half hour and just decide I'm gonna make a mess instead. So, I'm just gonna leave that out of my reach for a little bit. Ooh, this is a dark color. I like it. Very strong. More of a plum. A lot like the color of my shirt. Anyway. It's always super fun to do embarrassing things on stream. Alright, so we're just kind of getting it. Those little knee pads there. Obviously, he does not replace his pants very often. Obviously. And then it'll be really fun going over it with all the black to get the stitching. I think that'll be a fun part. It's too much. That is honestly a good skin tone, right? Flesh True Beyond Brand. Unmotivated Purple is my new name for that color. It is rather applicable. Alright, so we're just getting his elbow there. Let's say that, maybe. Okay. those stitches, and then God, I don't know if I want to change the color of his hat. This color is so dark. Let's mix up some. Red, green, sorry, not Blinky the Clown. See, Jokel on Garfield and Friends. Embarrassing, sure, but we can all immediately relate, so we're bonding over something. The mutual crap giving that happens at hobby circles. I'll take it. All right. It's been tricky trying to figure out what to do with just the colors on hand. So I'm thinking of going with this Battle Dress Green because I feel like it would be a fairly organic color, and when I do use a wash over everything, it should darken that. I'm gonna pick this up now and then cap it. Nice and secure. Her outfit reminds me of the girl from Dr. Sleep. Oh, I keep trying to remember her name. She always reminds me of Ingrid Bergman. That was a decent movie. It was a really dark and creepy movie, but yeah. Doesn't often replace his paints. No wonder he's grumpy about his crevices. Or his pants. Grody. True. What part of the model are you painting with that color? So that purple is going, so he's got these patches. Let's just get this sheet up here so this dang whatever can't argue with me anymore. I say that. I don't get two things at once. So, the patches on his arms and legs. They're very, very dark. And so I might replace them. I might make them the grody green too. This Battle Dress Green color seems interesting. Hello, Miranda. Love the hat. Thank you. My one little thing I'm doing for Halloween this year. Well, other than cutting pumpkins. Ooh, look at that. That's a very pucey green color. Battle dress. Jesus. Alright. Whale. Let's try that. I'm gonna paint his shoes in this beautiful color. Well, don't hate it so far. And again, I think with the wash it'll make that work. Yeah, I might change the patches. I might make green patches on here instead. I don't want to get too lured out into doing too many colors, otherwise I'm going to make just a hot mess of this model. Just because you want to try the color. But I think that green's working, yeah. So I think his patches are also going to be green. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Cute little green shoes. Oh my gosh. It's really frustrating because my fingers don't close tight enough, and that's why it's not focusing. Anyway, there you go. Cute green shoes. We're definitely sticking with this color. This is perfect. Probably brown socks. And we are just gonna make these patches that green color as well so we can actually see them on the model. It's a cool detail, and I would hate for it to be diminished because you can't see it, you know. Well, it's kind of funny with the sanguine on it. Patrick, I'm home. How have we all been? I missed Paul. Hi, Jeremy. Congrats, War Budgies. I've missed you. Gosh, Patrick's so affectionate. Okay, I thought maybe it was actual arms you're painting. Got any dating tips? Hard to find a girl who likes to chuck dice and flip cardboard. Well, if you're looking for board game girls, they're everywhere. So, beyond that, I don't know. I don't date women, so I feel like I have a much easier time. Oh yeah, so Patrick's making a game, and so I was in his chat learning about the setup for that. So as you get more developed there, Patrick, we'll have to chat more. Maybe we can play something. I don't know. Okay. So I like that sanguine purple, sanguine base, unmotivated purple, but this green is superior. Sometimes you learn by just caking on paint over and over and over again, you know? But this is preferred. Now, it's interesting because the sanguine base is on under everything, and I'm painting this lighter green over it, so there's actually a little bit of like a red aura around it. I think I'm gonna leave that, because, you know, grody. Alright, I'm digging it. That is a good green. I don't know if I should, I feel compelled to relayer, but I think it really is just out of habit, because I think this coating is just fine. I'm gonna do it anyway. Man, that green. It's quite a bit lighter. It's definitely more of a chartreuse when you get it onto the painted model. Beautiful. I don't think he needs any other green. Okay, what does Minnie do? This Minnie? He's a warlock. He tells war beasts what to do and then ends up getting them killed because he's sitting within 5 inches of them, obviously. Hot mess would be fine if you're painting Thorn Bombadil. Oh, Tom Bombadil? Yes. Thanks, Chris. You got the paint for us. King of nothing for a Crocs guy. You'd think, right? But maybe, I mean, Crocs are a relatively recent thing. I think the trick to paint spill prevention is to go very slowly and carefully and just have 2 big wet palettes ready, and then you're not chopping and changing between paint pads. Well, I already had this purchased for me as the result of my last spill. Which, Jeremy, you were part of that decision making, so thank you for that. So, but there's just not enough of them in the world, you see, to necessarily keep up with the collection of paints that one uses. Learn to paint, learning how not to paint. Yes. Dang, Miranda, now I want to go find that color paint at my local store. I want to paint some alien skin colors with it. Oh yeah, that's great. What's it called again? Battle Dress? Battle Dress Green. Ta-da, there you go. So if you want that lovely chartreuse color, that's the one. Okay. I have a picture of the King of Nothing so that I can, you know, not waste too much time. So his little buckles can be, oh, what am I doing? I need to paint the middle of his buckles. Silly me. And I guess his boots do go all the way up. So we're just gonna own that, I guess. Okay. Would help if my brush didn't want to split there. Probably gonna have to repaint some brown here, but if I can, you can kind of cheat it by just getting the brush wet and then going over where you recently painted to wipe it back off. Alright. Getting this done. So help me. And that strap will end up being brown again, but that'll just have to be an overlayer. But yeah, this color, great for that very earthy green. I think now we're done with the green. Ta-da. Swamp-like it is. Night, war veggies, have a good one. Battle green is the color of Nurgle's smoker's jacket. Wow. Okay, breaking out the Q-tips and stripping this thing. I failed in spectacular fashion on the skin. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Todd, that sounds miserable. Okay, what else have we got here? Don't think I need to paint his trim here. He's not really wearing much in the way of armor, and I don't think he has much in the way of armor anyway. Let us... Oh man, they did a cool gray dry brush. Wonder... Wonder. One of these days, bang, zoom to the moon. Yeah, I remember that show. Arrgh. Tom Bombadil, Tom Bottolo working on the red. Oh my goodness. No, I never read the Silmarillion, and I'm uninterested in the exploits of Tom Bombadil. Quite frankly, he sounds boring. Alrighty then. So, they did a cool thing in his gallery picture where this tree branch is really more gray. So I think I'm going to dry brush some gray into here. And yes, I know the undercoat was originally gray, and I didn't want that. But now I want the over part to be a little bit gray. So we are going to attempt to dry brush with this Iron Hull Gray. Wish me luck. So the idea is that the tree is dead or dying, right? Because it has this one little apple that has grown in it, but it's not natural, right? It's just sort of an alien growth on this tree, along with everything else. So here's hoping that we can somewhat capture that feel. Not get him gray in the process. Plus I need to separate his body a bit from this tree. Everything being just brown is not that interesting. Yeah, wood should never be just brown. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's gonna get a wash anyway, but of brown. Probably. I feel like he's gonna get the sepia treatment on his wash rather than okay, I think that is a better looking color on the tree. It'll get there. So you can see more brown. You can see more gray in it now. Yeah, that's the right direction. Probably. It's fine. Drop my paper. At least he'll be a nice looking model when I lose with him on the table. Ish. Nice-ish looking. I mean, a little bit of a grouch here, so I don't know how exciting anybody really is to be fighting him. Just like, meh. I don't even want to be here. It's like that awkward gamer hermit where they obviously want to hang out and have the camaraderie of friends, but their ego just can't quite let them be nice about it. I feel like that's the king of nothing. It's like, you wanna be here. You're just being a butt. That's a love for the wet palette, huh? The Weird of Oz trees, that'll throw them, right? Kind of adding a very strong dry brush, but that's only because that wash should knock it down a little bit again, and then I can sort of selectively add where I want that to be again. That's a good effect though. Trying really hard not to break or bend this model too much. At least it's pretty solidly built. I feel like it actually still needs some more gray. Off topic, but I just opened my case of Rogue Bat Squash beer. My dude has an IPA on point. Bat Squash? Huh. Okay. Well, enjoy your Bat Squash. This is just paintbrush abuse at this point, but it's okay. Yeah, that's better. Then we can mix the paint and get these weird mushroom colors going again, because I definitely need to lighten up that sanguine base. Holy cow. Beautiful. I am proud of my apple. I'm going to show you my apple here in a second. I did this a while back. King of nothing, only wants to be left alone. Well, obviously not. He's hanging out here with the other defiers to fight against the forces of the infernals. But yes, he is rather rude about it. Alright, so it'll focus here in a second. I got the little bite of the apple. I was very proud of myself for that. Ta-da! Apple. Anyway, this tree is a lot more gray now. Much better. I don't even know what it's trying to focus on at this point. There we go. So now let's try to mix some paints and see if we can't create this purple for you, Paul. By the way, next stream for mutants will be early Saturday. Oh, okay. That's the king of nothing. True. Okay, let's see here. Looking good so far. That apple looks strangely delicious. I know. So we're going with this. We're going with this. We're gonna see what we get. And if this is too dark, which it might be, then I've got a lighter blue I can try to offset it with. Figure it out. Just mixing paints like savage over here. Purple. You have a hat on your head in case you didn't know. Just didn't want you to be surprised when you see it. Thanks. I do tend to forget the things that I have sitting on top of my head. However, hats are mildly uncomfortable most of the time, so it's harder to forget those. No idea how I'm going to mix this. Alright, you can't really pour from here, so I'm just gonna Yeah, do that. Oof, so much. Alright, I'm gonna use 2 hands for this because, oh my gosh. Alright, so that is the sanguine. Add some white or cream. I do have a Minoff base here. I do have, oh, Mara white too if I need to try it. But I've got this like light blue versus this blue, but I don't know that this is going to create the effect I want, which kind of would be this similar effect to adding white, wouldn't it? Whatever, we can try it. Just open up all these paints. But I started with this one, so we're going to start here. Yes, Beth. Okay. Alright, so. Alright, so. Got some of that in there too. And then we do the thing where I use 2 hands to close it. I'm not having another paint incident tonight. Thanks, John. Alright, and now for the light blue. And then we'll just see what hell happens. Because I don't know. Whatever. Nothing has meaning anymore, so all of the paints. Oh, that is light blue. I guess it is called frostbite, isn't it? Okay, paint lid's closed, and I have a handy dandy one of these, rubber brush, so that I can mix paints theoretically a little easier. Is anyone else painting and watching? What's everyone painting? Oh my gosh, that's right, we haven't done a progress check. What are you guys working on, and how far have you gotten? Todd, I'm just sad to hear you having to like repaint everything, so I'm sorry about that. I was thinking of getting that new Blood Bowl second half looking awesome. I'll make it more pastel or cloudy than a deep rich purple. Just mix and see what happens. Randy, do you think you'll have any live stream games in the future? Oh, games? Ah, man, I doubt I'm gonna have any live stream games. I feel like that's not really going to be. Maybe, I don't know. I have a game that's recorded that I just need to actually edit. This is not mixing very friendly. In fact, I just see the purple or the sanguine winning. Scooch more of that in. All of the blue. Alright, well that is this is not doing what I hoped. It's just kind of dark. And now that's more blue winning out. Oh, it's weird. There's just one color sort of being dominant rather than them sharing. That was a terrible mistake. What else do we have here? Randy, you need a wet palette. One of these days, I know, I probably do. In New Mexico, wet palettes just kind of die pretty quick anyway, but whatever. Let's see here. Trolling bust. Okay. Let's see, I played a video game online named 7 Days to Live about the zombie apocalypse. It's like a survival and crafting game married with Minecraft. It's too addictive. Stop. Fair enough. Back from a shower. Did you pull a rabbit out of her hat? No, not yet. Working on the Friday newspaper, and I'm up to about the last story. Progress is good. I just got home and ate dinner. I've yet to get the mutants ready for Nerdscape, though. Jeremy, no, I've had a bad headache tonight, so I didn't prime or paint anything tonight. Can't really move my neck up or down right now. Dude, get that looked at. I've got nothing right now. Okay, painting a couple of pterodons for my first game of Warcry this weekend. Ooh, Gainax, that's pretty fun. Finished prepping and assembling the Argus Moonhound. Ew. That's a pretty cool looking model. My Sanguinary Guard are now done. Just got them on bases last night and finishing touches and repairs. Fair enough. Nope, just watching you do your mini. Yeah, It's weird because Zenithal Primer works great when I use blue or green for skin tone, but sucks out loud for normal human skins. Huh. Working on Hera Syndulla from Star Wars Rebels. Base colors are almost down. Deciding how I want to wash a mini. It's primarily muted green, bright oranges, dark brown, and off-white. Oof. I'm headed to my new D&D player handbook and working on my first character. Oh, exciting! I've painted 3 out of the 12 Space Hulk Terminators, working on number 4. Also painted the cat, which I don't... Here's mine. Have him. He's literally just silvered. And then we stuck him on a base, and we probably shouldn't have. So don't do that. He kind of needs something, but not too bad. So after 2 a.m. for me, so it's too late. Plus I need to watch the chat. Sorry, Paul. There is SPM I should do, but nope, not at this time. I'm working on Slave to Darkness, Raging Heroes, Pirates. Oh, those models are beautiful. AOS Malagant 2, and my badass steampunk ship. Ooh, Raging Heroes stuff is nice, yes. Hey, Kahneman, you guys have a wonderful evening. Good to see you, man. I'm in Spain, and wet palettes dry up and curl at the edges in summer, but if you tuck the paper underneath the sponge and lift a sponge corner once every 3 days and splash it with water on the underside, then you'll be fine. Sounds like a lot of maintenance. We're talking to a girl who paints out of her lids. See you, Thomas. Have a good one. Hey, Brian. How you doing? Keep seeing you posting pictures of the weather. So I'm assuming you're back to work. I hope so. Hey, Rory. I'm trying to figure out how to mix purple with these colors I have at hand, and I don't think I'm going to succeed. So I'm just gonna bite the bullet and just gonna poke a little bit of that in there. Oh, look, I got purple. Let's see. I don't know if that particular color mixes well with literally anything, but so I guess we are resorting to a little bit of craft paint. You're talking to a girl who paints out of her lids. I know, right? You'd have. How do you like your P3 paints since you've had some time with them? I'm really very much enjoying them. I utterly failed at attempting to mix a purple, but that's completely user error, I would say. So we're just gonna, you know, I have a Citadel paint around here too of purple, which I bought specifically because of a model I was painting in Paul's honor, and I've since lost it. So I'm back down to my craft purple, and I'm pretty sure this pot of paint right here is like 10 years old, so I don't know. So what do we want to do? I'll leave that. We're gonna have to layer that a couple of times because, well, they're craft paint, so it is what it is. Let's see what else here. Get that on there, get that on there. That's already got kind of this cool pink thing going on. We can leave that. Now, one of the fun things I saw on the Studio Paint is that they have these white dots on there, so I'm going to copy that as well. And then we're really gonna have to do something to break up this model because he is just this brown blob sitting awkwardly on here. Back at work, finished one Amazon show, started another, and I'm about to start that Netflix show we're not allowed to talk about. All right, well, good. Vallejo do some artist acrylic paints, and they're rubbish for minis. They're like heavy body paints. You don't get any pigment coverage. Eek. You just use zenithiol as a standard and either use a wash of flesh shades or sepia. Lightly undercoat the zenithal with either light watered down pink or yellow base wash. My goodness. There's so many. I have 5 Citadel purple paints. I have 1. Just 1. Alright, this is enough that I can kind of recoat. On the bright side, living in the desert, paint layers dry quickly, so I can always reapply pretty quick. So we're gonna let that be purple. And then we need to figure this out. So his fingers ended up getting a little sploochy. We're gonna attempt this again. I'm so sorry. Alright, stay. And let's get his fingers painted, because they got a little bit covered with that brown earlier when I started. That's way too much. It's okay. We'll just kind of pull it back a little bit at a time. Love the hat. Miss the War Machine bat reps. I know. We came up with an idea last week in chat that I will probably pursue. But I will need time. What is going on with this hand? Can you see his fingers? I'm honestly not sure that I can. Nice. Okay, let's see. So that gray's on there, that's on there. I guess we're gonna just go ahead and close this before there's any other incidents. And let's get his face painted. He's got such a crazy look, you know? And I'd love to get a wash in on his face too. So I guess Mara White or Miranda, do you need a wet palette? I wouldn't know what to do with a wet palette. So I actually have made one before. And then I abandoned it because it dried out. And I was not good at maintaining it. And I didn't have the colors that I wanted to use in it at any given time. So, I don't know. Again, probably user errors. And I really don't know what to say about that, because, like, I know a lot of people go on about wet palettes, and I know a lot of people go on about airbrushes, and the thing is, you're all right. But I just don't know that I want to, like, change my painting habit, you know? It's like, I'm into painting, kind of now, but I'm only so into painting. So, I feel bad saying, like, oh yeah, let me do this wet palette, or let me get into airbrushing. It's like, I'm not gonna do any of that. Let's be real. Night bells. Alright, let's turn that off. My wet palette is just a little Tupperware box. See, that's what I had too. And I assume it was probably sufficient. Sort of mixing this off paint, off white, hoping that it gives me the effect I want. Because I don't want him to have just pure yellow eyes, but I didn't want like bright white either. So we'll see if this mix is okay. Yeah, I'm getting pretty off-white color there. That actually mixed all right. super set in her ways. I don't know about all that either. There's only so much time I have to mess with stuff, I guess, because I agree. I'm like, you know, change stuff. I mix paints, which I really never did before. But, like, getting too involved in the painting stuff, like, this isn't, I don't know. It starts to take away too much from the purpose of me painting, which is just to have painted stuff. I'm not really like trying to be a crazy expert painter or anything, you know. At least you're honest about your wet palette and airbrush. Like the hat. Thanks, Kevin. That said, I agree with Paul. My wet palette is just a Tupperware tub with a sponge in it. Never tried painting with cheese. I mean, I guess that is technically something I could be open to. And you can get cheeses that are gross and runny enough to do that. All right, I need my tiny, tiny brush. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Is this my tiny? You're not my tiny. You're my tiny. There we go. This bitty, bitty thing. So we're gonna paint his eyes, hopefully. And then the downside to painting in the desert is sometimes when you have so little paint on your brush, it dries before it makes it to the mini. Look at his face. He's looking back at you. Kind of looks like one of those Miyazaki witches, you know? Like the old lady that at first tries to murder the protagonist, but then they're friends at the end. Yeah. I feel like I'm getting a, you know, whatever the creepy lady name is from Spirited Away. Yes, my friend did. He had a can of spray cheese that gave himself a beard and a mustache. Cheese painting palette, just a caricature. What? He did not. Is he? He's not cross-eyed, is he? I don't think so. Or did I go cross-eyed? I might have. I'm focusing. There may have been alcohol involved. Wow. The old crone with the wart on her nose kind of trope. Yeah, that one. Well, Baba Yaga is like the Russian folklore, but she's called something else. There's like her and her twin sister, and they're both not great people. Okay, he has eye face now. So we're gonna go back to our blood tracker brown and give him a brow. As soon as I find my blood tracker brown. Come on, I know you're here somewhere. You're my favorite color. What did I do with it? Here it is. You Baba? Oh, that's right. Charcuterie. I don't know that one. Okay. Back to teeny tiny brush. Bloop. And we're gonna paint some brows on this fella, because he can't really frown very effectively with just no eyebrows, you know? Have you guys ever seen the, I think it's like a picture they put around Facebook or whatever, like babies that they drew eyebrows on? They're the most hilarious things ever. It's very subtle. Alright. Sorry, I'm not spending more time on the chat. I'm really trying to actually get this model done. Alright. I'm angry. See? He's so mad. He's like, I want to be left alone with my enormous... Well... I need to paint the underside of his eyes. I have to go back to the flesh tone color. I'm scared. Fancy way of saying tasting plate. Oh, I see. Yubaba is the witch's name at the bathhouse. Literally means hot water woman. What? And is a reference to the bat house offering more not safe for work services. Yeah. You just educated me a bit there. It's interesting and somewhat terrifying. I'm gonna make his eyeballs look a little bit less like lines. And the rest of it will just have to look better with the wash. Okay, Brother Gideon eyebrows, since the art box shows him having black hair. I like his look. Nice. Okie dokie. And he's got a little bit of a face. Honestly, the wash is probably going to end up bringing out more of the rest of him. So let's do the fun black line part, because those are actually great details that, or the details I enjoy putting in. Let's see, I think I can, no, I'm going to use the teeny brush. Alright, so now to paint all of the stitching using black stitches, because obviously they just don't sell brown thread, I guess, at the fabric store in Hurricane. Not really going for much of a color match. Bloop. Anyway, painting these little bits are actually some of my favorite. It's very rewarding for the time. Cool. Mostly getting it. Yeah, this is fine. Already he's looking sharper. I say that in a blurred image. But, you know, you see what I'm doing. You want nightmares this Halloween? Go watch The Witch 2015. Best horror movie I've seen since Shining. Is that the one with all the old English talk? Because it's a very interesting movie, I think. But I had to literally put subtitles on because it was just impossible to understand. Certainly a pretty movie. The makers of that did Gretel and Hansel, which was pretty decent, actually. Very strong visuals. Which is basically the one thing Hollywood can still do right. Well, and maybe Looney Tunes cartoons. Hmm. Have a great night, Ilarian. Thanks for coming by. What? This goes full on the 30th? Oh my gosh. Are you ready? I can't. The only way I'm going to see it is through you, Paul. Like, are you ready? Is that a game that you are interested in trying out? Because I am excited, I think, in this masochistic way. Any more stitching? Stitches? Oh, down there. Don't understand a lot of these locations for stitching. Alright. The witch is set in the early days of America with the settlers and the true life back. Made all the accents from Cornwall and Devon. I know. It was very well done, but just difficult to understand. Did you hear that they're rebooting Tiny Toons? I did. By the way, I love Gretel and Hansel. Yeah, I mean it's very visually very interesting again, and I think it was overall pretty good. I'm going to throw a little bit of brass on here, just a teeny tiny bit of metal. And we can use our color from last week. I believe Visage is finally here. I know, it's been like a year, hasn't it? Does Hollywood do Looney Tune cartoons? I mean, it's Warner Brothers, so yeah. I would say so. Alright, we're gonna put a little dollop. So we're gonna paint his little rivets here. Figured that's a good enough touch. And also on his hand here. And also on... There we go. For those who don't know, I can play any horror games at all. Stream them from Miranda sometimes. Visage is the worst I've ever played. It gets me so bad. It's so freaky. Alright, well, last touch is I'm going to plop some white on top of the little mushrooms, and then we're going to give it a wash. That's what's going to happen. Be in a hurry. Bloop. Alright. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you put, like, basically too much paint on the brush, just daub the top of rounded objects, it tends to, like, kind of fill in a perfect rivet, or in this case, wart, on the mushroom itself, or on whatever you're putting it on. It's like they're these just perfectly round shapes. So, I don't know if anybody else does that, but I have found that to work quite well as a girl who has painted many, many, many rivets. Gotta aim correctly, that helps, but... Bloop, bloop. These rivets are in kind of weird spots. Rivets. These warts? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, we're going to paint it on top of the purple. Bloop. detail that adds. Got some interesting background. Yes, so my friends are over because we're getting ready to paint or carve pumpkins shortly, and apparently a very lively conversation is happening downstairs. So, ta-da! Things growing. Probably not naturally on this tree. Definitely dig that look. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit more detail here. Yeah. Oh good, I thought I was hearing things. Okay. Almost there. With 10 minutes to spare. Ooh. 10 minutes left, I should say. So I'm going to get the brown back on the strapping of his shoe. I don't know, just seemed like the right place. I'm not really sure where that would be going. Okay, and then we're going to put this brass around his shoe buckle things. Man, the way that pours is really kind of mesmerizing. Doo-doo. It's very shiny. Well, the wash will fix that. Okay, let's do it. We're done with the normal paints. Now it's time for washing before this stream ends. Ooh. Okay, we are going with Agrax Earthshade or Seraphim Sepia. I'm kind of thinking of going a little bit darker with the Earthshade, given the theme of it being more earthy. And for my protection, as well as the protection of this wash, it will live back in here. Oh, that's not very helpful. There we go. Just gonna create a little springboard. I'm sure that will only do well. Okay. Agrax Earthshade. Here we go. Sounds like Dylan and Flo, just saying. You make it sound like I have so few friends. But no, Flo's actually coming over on Halloweeny. We're gonna watch Pumpkinhead and maybe hand out candy? I don't know. And then, yes, do that. Alright, so let's get that in there. Yeah, Dylan's one of them, that's for sure, Paul. It's amazing what this mic does pick up. Alright, getting them boots darkened, I guess. Really definitely want the strong effect on the tree. Bring up a little bit more. A little bit less colorful than many of the Grimkin models, but we were able to add a little bit. I'm glad that they have the little mushroom thingies on here as a bonus touch. It definitely allows you to do a little bit more with this model. Almost there. Now he'll need to be brought up a bit afterward, but overall, I guess we'll have to get that apple just a little bit. Although I am gonna make it shiny again, because I actually want the apple to be a nice bright spot. You have lots of friends, you just haven't met them yet. I exaggerate not at all when I say most of my friends live on the internet, or I know through the internet. Okay, I'm actually gonna clean his face just a smidge. I don't want to have to redo his eyes. There we go. Alright, I think we're done. I mean, he'll need the highlights done in his base, but that's easy enough. Come on, load. Ta-da! Alright, King of Nothing. It's done-ish. Done enough. I can't do anything else with him on stream anyway, so we're gonna call it here, I think. See if I can get you a better image of him against my skin, maybe? Maybe? There we go. Yeah, I think that worked out pretty well, actually. And purple mushrooms in the back, which again, I'll brighten up. Oh wow, I really let that pool way too much there. We're gonna not let that pool so much. The brush can just absorb it. There we go. Done-ish, looks great. Thanks, guys. Alright. Cool beans. Well, thank you once again for hanging out with me on my stream. Only one minor snafu. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Halloween, at least if you're allowed to celebrate it, and if not, then I hope you have a good one anyway. Because dang it, we need to have some fun this year. Yeah, I'll post a picture on Instagram when this guy is done, and now I gotta go find my pumpkin stencil. So you guys have a great night, and yeah, that's right, hit that like button. Give me that like, I want it. But you guys have a great night, and hopefully we'll see you guys in a week. Have a good one. Bye.